I think I have more power than anybody ever has consistently had in the lightweight division. Kicks mostly, and 4 or 5 kicks. I'm going to land 4 or 5 kicks through that fight. It only takes 4 or 5. I never knew any other way other than to go in there and just create chaos. I've always come out on top when I was able to do that, and I always did that. If you watch all my fights, they don't start, a minute or a minute and a half in. When that first bell rings, you're fighting immediately. Yeah. It's a fight. I'm trying to. It's to the death immediately. Me keeping the range was the most important factor in that thing, and I was like, let's build on that. And then I started understanding that if I can not get hit, then I don't lose. And I will hit them eventually. So, my feet. My coach has been working. Trevor's a genius. I mean, I cannot state how much of a genius this man is. 8 years ago, when I started working with him, it was learning how to walk with my punches. I'm learning how to walk and move with my feet. Every punch I throw, my feet will move. No matter what, one foot will move. I'll always be moving off one way or another. I'll never be going straight in or straight out. It's always scary to be at range unless you know how to close distance. I know how to close distance. I can close distance on anybody by shifting off, and then I'm explosive enough, and I've been wrestling long enough where I can close that distance. So I'm able to stay just out of range where they think they can punch me, but then they go to strike, and then usually they don't know they can punch you until you're already gone, or until they've already committed to the punch. They're stopping halfway through their punch because they know I'm not there, and that's causing such a hesitation in what they're doing, and that's a success to my punches and my leg kicks mostly. Because as soon as they hesitate, they're off a beat, and then I'm leading. It's a dance. I'm leading the dance the whole time. Nothing will happen on the cage. We will fight in the center of that octagon. He will, as much as he's going to want to fight on the edge of that octagon, we're going to fight in the center. I'm going to throw massive shots. Most of them are going to come right through the middle, and I'm going to take chances and throw knees. And if he takes me down, that's fine. The best thing so no one understands. I heard Chael Sonnen say it on his podcast. Thing about Folkstyle wrestling. Folkstyle wrestling does not happen anywhere in the world other than the United States. I only wrestle Folkstyle. I very rarely wrestle freestyle. In Folkstyle, I think the biggest factor is you're allowed to expose your back without giving up points, which means you scramble. So whenever he goes to take me down, I'm going to be flipping and rolling ways that he's never felt in his life. That's Folkstyle wrestling. That's being able to expose your back. What he's done his whole life, these guys could never expose their back to get out of a takedown because they were giving up points, and that's the first thing you learn in freestyle is don't expose your back. So you go straight to your stomach and you give up a takedown. They also never have to try to get up. They just lay there for 15 seconds and then they stand them up automatically. In wrestling, Folkstyle wrestling, you get awarded for getting up and escaping. You also get awarded for holding someone down. That's been instilled in me. Like, you do not get held down. If one man can hold you down, then two can do whatever they want to you. However you want to put it. But you cannot hold me down. I will get up. And I will scramble, in a different way. I got thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of minutes to be ready and to put for 25 minutes. I guarantee that guys like Dustin, if you've never wrestled, you would think that the best way to stop a takedown is to get away from it. Yeah. I wrestled Jordan Burroughs 2 times. I stopped 20 of his double legs, and that was by meeting force with force. I freaking threw my chest into his head as hard as I can, and I dug for underhooks because the only way to stop a takedown is to meet force with force. You don't try to sprawl away. Whenever you do a sprawl drill, you don't throw your hips away. You drive your hips into the mat because that's how you stop a takedown. So, I've wrestled my whole life. I hit so hard. I guarantee he's going to be in trouble. Dustin had him in trouble, and Dustin was on the fence the whole time.
In that second round, I saw when Dustin was, pushing forward and Khabib was on the back foot. If someone like Gaethje is in here, I feel like, no disrespect to Dustin Poirier whatsoever, but Justin he's so unpredictable in the octagon, like he's saying, and so versatile with his movements, and he's
Dustin
never moving the same way.
Are so similar whenever with their feet. Every time Khabib's gonna fake for a takedown, they're going to hesitate. They're gonna bite. Yeah. It's push pull. I push, you pull. I pull, you push. I fake, you react. You react. I'm already moving on because you're gonna react 100% of the time. Me and someone like Tony aren't necessarily scared to engage in that. So he shoots. Every time he fakes, I'm plotting forward in a way because I'm not scared. The same reason I can throw my kicks because I'm not scared if you grab my leg. I can out scramble you.
Now I know what to look out for. Bottom line is, Gaethje kicks very, very hard. You can't allow a solid leg kick to land, because it's, you know, even one kick is gonna jeopardize your leg strength and what you can do. So one good leg kick is all it takes, not four. It only takes one good place kick. And so Gaethje has a possibility of making that happen in one kick. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Khabib's just gonna go out there and take him down. That's it. We're looking for the takedown. That's it. That's all he's gonna do. That's all he does. Gaethje's a very, very, very tough individual. He's got great power, and he has the endurance, and he has the guts. He's got everything, What he doesn't have is obvious, if he goes to the ground, because we've never seen him. If he goes to the ground, he's in trouble. And if we're on the stand-up, are we in trouble? We'll see. Is he like a superior striker?
That's what he was assuming.
You're assuming. Don't assume. Conor McGregor and Khabib went one round of pure striking. Conor didn't dominate him by much. It was a very close round. So don't assume Khabib has not improved since then either. He has improved. So one thing I will give Justin is a better kicker. But that doesn't mean he's a more effective kicker. He's just a better kicker, but not necessarily a more effective kicker. So, but for the sake of what we see, we have to wait and see how we deal with it. But we'll just give Gaethje that he's a better stand-up guy, because that's what everybody's going to say anyways. But in my mind, I don't think it's two MMA fighters that are skilled in all areas, and they're going to go out and fight and defend what they can defend, and try to defend what they can't. Khabib is at another level for whatever reason. Maybe his dad's personal one-on-one coaching. I don't know, but yeah, Khabib. I don't know. Maybe wrestling with bears. I don't know. But so if I ask Khabib, "Were you training?" he's gonna say, "Yes, coach, I'm training." He usually comes out anywhere between 10 to 8 weeks out. So he'll get a 10 to 8 week camp with me. And that would be the plan. Will it be an advantage for Gaethje with the less people? No. I mean, where does Gaethje win? To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know where he'll win. I don't. If you had the privilege of watching Khabib here with stand-up fighters, you would feel the same as I do.
Yes. Don't
sell Khabib stand-up short. His stand-up's a lot better than you think. It's just because I always make him take people to the ground. People don't acknowledge how good his stand-up is. But guess what? Until someone can stop him from taking him to the ground, which everybody's saying Gaethje can, then you'll see Khabib stand-up. Because guess what? If we can't take you down, we're fighting you stand-up. If we cannot take Gaethje down, Khabib's going to have to stand with him. So, but he's going down.